Okay, so today you're going to be using a 3D doodler. This is a 3D doodle pen and it comes charged. There's also a 3Doodler booklet and it has instructions and ideas in it. Some ideas are more complex and some ideas are a lot more simple. And of course, you do not have to use the ideas that are in this booklet. There's filament that comes with the 3Doodler pens. And I'm going to show you how you can load them. The doodle pens come charged, but they will need charging. So this is something that we have to find a good way to charge, because I don't have a lot of the blocks for charging. But if you have blocks in your room for your iPads and you're going to check out the bin of doodle pens, you might want to check them out the night before and get them all charged. But I can try to help with that too. So you do want to turn it on. And when the red light is on, basically it means it's warming up. This is where you insert the filament. Okay, and it shouldn't be that much longer, and this will turn on. Some easy things to do that are at the beginning. They'll show you that you can write your name in cursive. You can make a cube. And so I like, oh, it's green already. I like to build each piece, and then I like to kind of weld it together, so to speak. So if I want to make a butterfly, this is a great one. I think first grade you do butterflies. If you want to make a butterfly, then you're going to use this as a template. Now, I always tell people, please don't actually press right onto the paper, because everything will be smushed. So it takes some hand-eye coordination, but it's important that you do the 3D doodle pen a little bit above the paper. So to turn it on, you just press one time on the orange, and literally the 3D, the filament will start coming out. It'll just take a minute for it to come out because it's loading. Come on. It's the first time this one is being used. So it's actually getting shorter. I'm just going to push it in a little bit. Oh, here we go. Oh, and we're off to the races. So, you know, the kids might get frustrated at first because you can't really control the speed, how fast this is coming out. But they'll get better. I like to go around something a couple times because otherwise it's pretty thin. And then I really don't like the design in the middle to be solid, because that takes up a lot of filament. So I tend to do kind of a zigzag pattern in the middle of things to give it some support. I mean, you could think about like the regular Dremel or 3D printer does this too to build support, and they do this in architecture as well with buildings. Okay. And you could go back the other way too. And so this will either go slow for some students or too fast for others. So it's just the way it is. So once you're done with that, then I would encourage them to press the orange button, and then actually it cools pretty quickly and this piece is done. Okay, I'm going to lay that down flat. You know, it doesn't all come off together. And then in this particular instance, I guess for the antenna, I guess I'll put that back on there because I want to attach that right away. Sorry, I'm holding it down so you can't see it now. Of course, the antenna you can make solid. And what happens too after a little bit is you start to run out of filament. So then you're going to want to add more. And okay, if you change the color, that's fine. But it's going to take a while for the original color to run out. Sometimes, you know, the kids are like, well, I changed the color and it's still the same color. All right, now I'm just talking just to talk. So please try it. I think you'll find a lot of really cool ways to use the 3D doodle pens. Sometimes you got to push it down. You might want to work with a partner to kind of help support this, especially the first couple times they use the pens. All right, so I'm going to shut it off. Don't want to leave them on. And then let's see if this actually worked. So this is the antenna are kind of tricky. It's not quite dry. There we go. Then you'll just assemble the rest of the butterfly. Right? And it can look something like this, but again, I do not recommend filling in the whole thing. It's too heavy and it takes up too much filament. So have fun trying out the 3D doodle pen, 3Doodlers. Also, it's safe. It's kind of warm, you know, but it doesn't get hot to the touch, so it's pretty safe. Okay.